This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed for Monday, July 15th, 2019. Reporting from Boston, Massachusetts, I am Mike Walsh for CLNS Media, the leading online provider of audio-video coverage for the NBA's winningest franchise. Summer League has come to a close for the Boston Celtics, but the work put in out in Vegas is already paying dividends for one young player, and I mean that quite literally. Carsen Edwards, selected with the third pick of the second round, number 33 overall in June's draft, was signed by Boston to a 4-year, $4.5 million deal. The contract was first reported by Boston Globe's Adam Himmelsbach. We can get a little deeper into the newest Celtic and who he is in a minute, but first, the path to getting a guy that many are looking at as a steal in the second round. Looking at you, Kendrick Perkins. Edwards was drafted 33rd with a pick that came Boston's way through a myriad of trades dating back years. The story originates with the Los Angeles Clippers and a pick that was traded to Memphis in a Lance Stevenson-Jeff Green swap. At the 2016 NBA draft, Memphis traded the pick to Boston in exchange for the draft rights to a Deonta Davis and a Rida Zagarach, two second-rounders that the Celtics picked in a draft that saw them make 8 selections. That was the Jaylen Brown draft. That pick became number 20 overall this summer, one of Boston's 3 first-round choices heading into the 2019 draft. Of course, the Celtics proceeded to trade number 20, which was determined to be Matthias Thibault, to the Philadelphia 76ers in exchange for picks number 24 and 33 in that same draft. Boston sent number 24 to Phoenix, along with Aaron Baines, for a 2020 first-rounder, that'll convey next year. And with the number 33 pick came a junior guard out of Atascocita, Texas, by way of Purdue University, named Carsen Edwards. Quick break here to tell you guys that the newsfeed is brought to you by betonline.ag. You can go to clnsmedia.com/win, where you can get 50% cash back on your first deposit. I recommend betonline.ag. Use the promo code CLNS50. You can even use BetOnline to bet on your mobile device or for in-game betting. Now, who is Carsen Edwards? This summer, Edwards averaged 19.4 points per game over 5 outings in Vegas. That was 11th overall among guys who played more than 2 Summer League games out there. He did so in 23.4 minutes a night, shooting 48% from the field. Edwards measured 6 feet even while wearing shoes at the NBA Combine in Chicago, where he compared himself to Fred VanVleet, who just won a title with Toronto. He was listed at 199 pounds and with an impressive 6'6" wingspan for his size. Many recognize the name from his NCAA tournament run, which saw him score 25 or more points in 4 straight March Madness games. He's the first player to do that since someone you may have heard of, Steph Curry. Edwards had 26 in the opening round and then went off for 42 points on 12 of 21 shooting and 9 3-pointers to beat defending champion Villanova in the second round. He poured in another 29 to beat now teammate Grant Williams' Tennessee Volunteers in the Sweet 16 and then dropped 42 points on 10 made 3-pointers while nearly unseating eventual champion Virginia. Edwards hit 135 3-pointers as a junior, a Purdue record by far. He attempted 380, but also got to the free throw line 221 times, where he was an 84% shooter. According to a story in the Indianapolis Star, back out where Edwards played his college ball, Celtics coach Brad Stevens was quoted on the young guard saying, quote, "He's an elite shooter. Some of his percentages won't tell the true story because he ended up taking some tougher shots at Purdue than he'll have to take for us. He can make tough ones, he can run off screens and shoot, and he can use it off the pick and roll. He's fast, he's strong, and explosive. The only thing is he's not super tall," end quote. For his part, Edwards is well aware of his height limitations and what he has to prove at this level, telling the Indy Star's Jay Michael, quote, "That's something I want to be known as, a guy who is tough and plays bigger than his height. I want to be known as a guy who's not afraid of anything. The more I learn about the game, I'll be more confident in myself," end quote. The Celtics have now, somewhat surprisingly, signed all of their draft picks this year. Romeo Langford inks a 2-year guaranteed deal worth $7.09 million on July 11th, along with fellow first-rounder Grant Williams, who signed for 2 years, $4.8 million on the same day, both of those contracts in accordance with their draft positions. Second-rounder Tremont Waters signed a 2-way contract back on July 9th. Edwards' deal is actually a 3-year deal with a 2022 team option. He'll make $4.5 million, or around $1.2 million this coming season. Boston still has just 14 players under pro contracts, leaving 1 roster spot open. In descending order from highest paid to lowest, the roster consists of Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Daniel Tice, Enes Kanter, Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, Robert Williams III, Semi Ojeleye, Brad Wanamaker, Carsen Edwards, and Vincent Poirier. What the Celtics do with that 15th roster spot is still up in the air, and we will keep you updated on that here, so don't miss it. Subscribe to the Boston Celtics newsfeed. You can also check us out on clnsmedia.com, follow along at Celtics CLNS on Twitter, and check the YouTube page, youtube.com/CLNS Media. Until next time, for the CLNS Media Network, this has been Mike Walsh.